Thanks for your company. Now, research has revealed road traffic injuries rank among the top 4 causes of deaths among children aged 5 and above worldwide. In Ghana, children form 21% of road traffic accident victims recorded. In this report, John News' Forgive Omedeka sheds light on how pupils between the ages of 2 and 9 are abandoned by parents to compete with vehicles for right-of-way during their daily journey to and from school, despite the recklessness of some motorists on the country's roads.
Road accidents generally claim lots of lives in Ghana. Crossing the roads in Accra can be a very dangerous venture for both children and adults. It is estimated that 170 children die in road accidents each year. Fast-moving cars, careless drivers, unruly bikers, epileptic traffic lights, faded zebra crossings, just a few of the elements that make the roads in Accra life-threatening. These streets of Accra are a dangerous place to be. Every minute on them is a stretch of pedestrian survival instincts. Yet, this is the harsh reality which most children in Accra are exposed to every day. Eliza and Joseph are 2 of such children with terrible experiences.
One Wednesday, when we were coming to school, we wanted to cross the road, but then no one was there. One tractor driver told us that we should cross the road. Meanwhile, other cars were passing. We didn't know that another car was at the back of the tractor there. So when we were about to cross the road, then the car knocked us down.
One student from our school went and told a teacher, and the teacher came and picked us to the hospital. We went to the hospital and they gave us some medicine and said we should be careful when crossing the road.
My father always brings us to school, but that day he didn't bring us to school.
Typically, children play along the streets of the school, worrying less about imminent dangers. Children must be assisted to cross the roads at all times, but when they are not lucky to have the assistance, these children take chances with life. They run across the streets as fast as they can, hoping to make it to the other end alive. The third born of a family of 7 is a student of the Youngsters International School. Every morning, he walks for almost 4 kilometers through chaotic traffic to school. On the day of the story, he was accompanied by his senior brothers. They passed by to drop their little brother at school before continuing to theirs. Walking and crossing the street every day is a very dangerous situation, especially where there are hardly any road signs.
Since they started schooling, I have been carrying them up and down, send them there, bring them back. Now, the senior brother, he is in charge of my everything.
He has been holding our house, using us to cross the street. So every day, because he has been doing that, we know how to do it.
I come to school with my brothers.
Because I'm working with my brother, so we can look left, right, and left before we cross.
That is why I train them how the way they're supposed to walk on the road.
Hence, they can boldly and confidently manage their way to and back from school, unlike other children who are left to chance. The dangers that come with these children recklessly playing in the streets of Accra after school is a worrying phenomenon, even for onlookers.
That's almost one. Almost cars no crown need time mom. Some bedina can't do or Jinasa Colani Betchemwa. What do the actually? No, I bomb.
There are so many responsible parents in the system, and I tell you, they can even leave their ward at the age of even 2 to board a car to in and fro to school. Some don't even care whether you are able to go or not. The fact that you are a child and you know, oh, every child, a precise child is even doing it, and why can't you? You have grown enough at the age of 2 years.
It's a for your dad in Blay brain in an kukuku na ye mentira. It is a which our basso on Uncle Square. Said you near Oko Penny in our Bettajo. I bet now ban on that good. If you are no John and no truck him. Now crying and none was a crowd here. One financial truck when man could do school. I was so crowned in a chin and could do school. No one's a word runner. Said by also word, Mamma. Why doing Geneso, I bet and could that a
I think children should not be young children. Let's say up to 7, 8 years, shouldn't be left on their own. We know life in Accra is brisk, is busy, and parents will have to prepare early in the morning and then rush to work. But at the same time, I believe that parents should find time to send their children to school.
Grumbling bitterly about how some of these children are left all alone to come to school in the face of unforeseen dangers lurking around the street.
Parents should actually be responsible from the home to the school. They should bring their child, take them from the home, and then travel them all along to the school. That one, no compromise. Anytime we organize PTA meetings, we create awareness to the parents that, look, this is your child. It is your responsibility. As for the child, taking responsibility of himself, he's a child. At a point in time, yes, you might have trained a child to walk to school all by himself, but it is still not the best. So when we interact with them during PTA meetings, we tell them that, look, you have to go the extra mile by bringing your child to school.
It is clear some school authorities are doing everything possible in the area of road safety for children. On the other hand, it is obvious government is making little or no intervention on child safety on our streets.
Ebu a yɛtɔn yɛ mom egyina ma wɔn ebu a bebu a tiba cross yi hɔ nti bo nsa akwada bi gyina hɔ ka so cross kwan nti wo driver nti sa wo nya botere ma na wo gyina ma na wo twem ba ni nyina so ya na ɛha yɛn sometimes kwa me timi fa wɔn e de wɔn gyina ekwan mu de wɔn yɛ den etwam nti no sɛ ziba cross na ebi ni hanom no enye kura nti ne ɛha kakra wɔ ɛna ɛha in new town sɛ ɛha papa ɛka moto ho ko sɛ wo gyina ma akwala twam no wanhwɛ sɛ bu adase moto ba wanya moto ni ba bebo akwala no nti sɛ wo hwɛ sɛ moto ba anase moto nya den ma nsa no wa frɛ sɛ akwala no ma den emitwam.
The concerns and challenges of some trotro drivers leave a lot to be worried about. A weave through some communities in Ghana revealed that about 5 million children ply the street of Accra to and from school in the face of reckless driving, inadequate or the absence of road signs, zebra crossings, and unforeseen motorbikes. In whose hands do parents leave their children when they go out of their homes on that dangerous journey to school? Some days they survive. When they don't, families are plunged into endless misery. Misery which could end if parents would just provide some assistance to their children when they must cross the roads to school.
Exactly the question we are asking: in whose hands are you leaving your children and what? We hope this story would inspire you to take proper care of children when they're moving to and from school or whichever place they'll be going to. Away from that story, 3 judges are sitting today inside the Nsawam medium security prison in an attempt to help decongest the prisons. The Chief Justice reactivated the Justice for All program following Joy News' documentary Locked and Forgotten. Hundreds of remand prisoners have had their freedom since the program started. Seth Kwame Boateng is inside the Nsawam prisons and has joined us live. Hi, Seth. Hello, Seth, if you can hear me, how many prisoners are appearing before the 3 judges today? Hello, Seth, if you can hear me, I was asking how many prisoners are expected to appear before these 3 judges at the Nsawam prisons today. All right, I'll speak to my colleague shortly. Meanwhile, the Chief Justice herself is currently at the Nsawam security prisons. They're witnessing proceedings. Hello, Seth. Hello, Seth. I was asking how many prisoners are expected to appear before the 3 judges today at the Nsawam prisons. Well, unfortunately, we seem to be having a challenge with our lines. Seth, we are struggling to hear you. We'll drop the call and we establish good connection with you. You're watching Joy News today with me, Benis Abubaid. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you more stories. Thank you so much for staying here on Joy News today. Let's go back to the Nsawam medium security prisons where 3 judges are sitting today to help decongest the prisons. Now, the Chief Justice reactivated the Justice for All program following Joy News' documentary Locked and Forgotten. Hundreds of remand prisoners have had their freedom since the program started. Let's get onto the phone lines and speak to my colleague Seth Kwame Boateng, who is inside the Nsawam prisons now. Hello, Seth.
Hello, good afternoon, Bennett.
Good afternoon to you. How many prisoners are appearing before the 3 judges today?
Okay, so today about 57 inmates appeared before the 3 judges. And Bennett, I must tell you that one individual I featured in the documentary lecturer who had been here for 11 years today had his freedom. He was here on a robbery charge, and for 11 years they are not free. So today the judge said that we have infringed on his rights and it's about time he went home. So he granted him unconditional discharge, and so we will have the leadership home after some documentation. I've been done some material arrangements I've gone through. The program just ended, and as I said, the Chief Justice is here together with the Danish ambassador, the Director General of Prisons, the Director of Public Prosecution of
the Nsawam prisons.
They are all here, and very soon they'll be addressing the press about how today's proceedings went. But as we all know, this appears to be the last justice for all that the Chief Justice is witnessing under her tenure. You know, her term comes to an end next month, and so she took time today to sit in all the proceedings with all the 3 High Court judge who Saturday, the Chief Justice monitored everything and ensure that everything went well. So the program is just ended, and there's going to be first briefing. The very tell us now how many people are going home, how many people have been remanded, how many people have been free. We're going to have all these successes in the next short minute. So when it starts, we're going to update our viewers.
All right, thank you very much, Seth Kwame Boateng. But you must be feeling really pleased because you produced that documentary, Locked and Forgotten. Well, we've lost him on the line there. Apologies for that. Away from that, District Chief Executive of the Dafiama Busi Isa DBI, District Engineer Nadi Imoro Sanda, has pledged to work assiduously to give a facelift to roads in the area in order to give employment to the people and reduce poverty. He made the pledge shortly after Assembly members gave him 100% endorsement to confirm his appointment by the President. Rafiq Salam reports from Isa, the capital of the Dafiama Busi Isa district.
The conference hall of the Dafiama Busi Isa district was full to the brim. 19 assembly members were to decide the fate of 43-year-old engineer with PNW Ghanem Nadi Imoro Sanda. Sympathizers of the New Patriotic Party, friends and family members of the president's nominee had hopes that the assembly members were going to follow the WA example by giving the nominee 100% endorsement. Member of Parliament for the Dafiama Busi Isa constituency, Dr. Sebastian Sandare, who lost his voting right at the assembly after he ceded his role as a local legislator to the National Assembly, appealed to the assembly members to take into consideration the development of the district and vote to bring development to the area.
Dafiama Busi Isa is just about 5 years old, and we are different with numerous challenges that we cannot afford to behave like other districts. What we need is development. Development and nothing else. And what will unite us is development and not politics. So when DBI decides, they decide for development. They don't decide for party, they don't decide for individuals, they decide for development. And I believe the Honorable Assembly members will decide for development for Dafiama Busi Isa.
It appeared the Assembly members heeded to the appeal of their former colleague and gave the nominee 100% endorsement. Here is the Upper West Regional Director of the Electoral Commission, Azuboscos, announcing the results.
We had 21 Assembly members. Out of that, 19 are present, and out of that 19 voted for yes. So, this Honorable Nadi Imoro had 100%. And I humbly wish to declare him the DC elected for this district. Thank you very much.
The DC elect was quickly sworn into office by the Upper West Regional Minister Suleiman Al-Hassan. Nadi Imoro Sanda promised to operate an open-door administration which will be devoid of discrimination, transparency and corruption. A road engineer by profession, Nadi Imoro Sanda promised to work on the roads in the area to give them a facelift in order to attract investors.
For me, a resident of this district, the key challenges facing our communities are poor road network, high unemployment rate, poverty and low standards of education, among others. In confronting these challenges, we need to work together, listen to the people in our communities, and ensure effective participation in the governance process. Let me place on record that in accepting this responsibility as the District Chief Executive, I'll also commit myself to the achievement of our development vision. It is therefore a topmost priority for me to liaise with the appropriate stakeholders to improve upon the road network in the district. This, I hope, will promote economic activity in the district, leading to job creation and ultimately poverty alleviation.
Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam, Issa.
And here in our studios in Accra, I'm Benis Abubedu. You're watching Joy News today. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back. Thank you for staying here on Joy News today. Joy FM's Thought Leadership Program on ending Galamsey ended a while ago at the Swiss Spirit Lisa Hotel. The Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Peter Amewo, was at the event and gave some remarks on the discourse and the need to end Galamsey.
Let us stop it. Thank you. Thank you. And Mr. Ken Asigwe.
Thank you very much. Nana, the media is not all about sensationalism. It's not. If you check, if you do a good content analysis, that your position is not supported. Part of the media, yes, strives on that, but we're not. And we've demonstrated it. And for me, I think, Nana, your ilk, your chiefs, you are critical in this conversation. I don't think people should just sit aloof. You need to start talking to your colleagues, chiefs who are involved. For us, the media, all we are saying is that we are, one of the biggest tools we are going to use is name, shame, praise. Those we shame, we will push for jail term. It's one of the things we're going to do. Believe you me, if we get one politician, one chief, one big pastor, one big media man, and we put them on our front pages, and we have evidence to back that, and we push for jail term, it would happen. But this is a battle that is it's not for today, it's for tomorrow. So I urge all of us that we should all be involved, because this thing, it concerns all of us. And we need the support of the whole of Ghana. Currently, where we are going to go to, definitely we are going to have town hall meetings. So the small-scale miners, when we come to the town halls, we hope that we will meet you at those locations so that we can have all those engagements and we'll bring them up to the fore.
And so that was actually Mr. Ken Asigwe, Director of the Graphic Communications Group, speaking on that conversation, or adding his voice to the conversation to end Galamsey in the country. And Accra High Court has set May 16 as the date to empanel a jury to hear the case involving two young men accused of having a hand in the gruesome murder of Joseph Boakye Danko-Adu, New Patriotic Party Member of Parliament for Iboakwa North in the Eastern Region. The legislator was found dead in a pool of blood at his Shiashi residence early last year, with the two subsequently arrested and put before a district court. The case is currently before the High Court, but it was stalled last week due to the absence of the lawyer for the accused. Trial Judge Justice L.L. Mensah said the court was ready and willing to hear the matter and would treat it as urgent. He urged the lawyers on both sides to ensure they are in court on the next date. On the next date of hearing, the jury to be empaneled will be expected to deliver a verdict once trial ends. Let's speak to my colleague, Joseph Akable, who's currently on the line and witness court proceedings. Hello, Joseph.
Hello, Bennett.
So this judge has pressed home that the lawyers for the accused, or lawyers for both sides, must be present on the next hearing date. Tell us exactly the attitude that has been since this case started for both lawyers.
I think the point Justice L. Mensah sought to put across was the fact that last week, when the matter was called for the very first time, Augustine Obo, who is the lead counsel who represents the two gentlemen, Victor Bosso and Daniel Estiedi, who are before the court, failed to show up without giving the court any reason why he wasn't present. So the point the judge made was that this was one of the cases that was very crucial to him. He's the same judge hearing a matter involving Gregory Afoko, who is accused of murdering original chairman of the MPP, Adams Mahama. And he says those are the two cases that are very crucial and they take precedence over all other cases before him. So as a result of that, he wanted the counsels to be present each time to enable the matter to be heard. Interestingly, the lead counsel of Augustine Obo was not present again in court today, but a junior of his, Akasim Muniru, showed up in court saying that he was holding brief for his senior. He had told the court he had instructions for his senior to request for an adjourned date when they'll be ready court proceedings to commence. The judge indicated the court was ready. The state attorney prosecuting the matter. One Sefa Kobachi also said she was ready to proceed, but once the defense team asked for an adjournment, he also said that at that next day, they hope they can do the empanelment. The empanelment is quite a gruesome process in itself. It's quite a bit tedious in the sense that they need to bring a list of possible members of the jury. The court official picks it, and the defense team have an opportunity to say that we prefer this person, we don't prefer this person. It's a back and forth, and sometimes it takes a lot of time. So because of that, the judge has fixed quite a number of dates that he expects this activity to be dealt with as quickly as possible. So we are looking at the 16th will be the very first time that will be coming. We also have 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 26th. But when there's a minimum of positions, that could be dealt with on the 16th of May.
Thank you very much, Joseph Akabley, my colleague, coming to us with some updates on this matter from the court.